Okay, here we are with Unit 5, Statistics and Probability, and here's our first lesson, Lesson 1 on Chance Experiments. So have you ever heard a weatherman say that there's a 40% chance of rain tomorrow, or a football referee tell a team that there's a 50-50 chance of getting a heads on a coin toss to determine which team starts the game? These are probability statements. In this lesson, you are going to investigate probability and how likely it is that some events will occur. So some materials you're going to need is a paper clip, one that you're not going to need to use because you're going to be taking it apart. Alright, so for example 1, we're going to be playing a spinner game using your lesson worksheet and a paper clip. So if we have not done this in class, then you will be completing this activity at home. If there's someone else that can be the other player with you, great. If not, you can play for both you and the other player. You're going to make a spinner out of a paper clip by straightening the end out like this. Then you're going to use your pencil to hold the paper clip spinner in place by putting the point of the pencil through the loop in the paper clip and pressing the pencil down on the center of your spinner on your lesson worksheet. With your other hand, you're going to flick the paper clip so it spins around the pencil tip. If the end of the spinner stops on a line between sections, spin again and don't include the spin in your spin total or your total spin count. Read the rules of the game on your lesson worksheet. Remember, you need to record the color landed on for each spin. So practice using your spinner before you start. And decide, if you're playing with another person, decide who will spin first. Will it make a difference who is going to go first? Well, the game is designed so that the spinner landing on green is more likely to occur. Therefore, if the first person selects green, this person has an advantage. Who do you think will win the game? Well, the person selecting green has an advantage. Do you think this game is fair? Well, hopefully you say no, because the spinner is designed so that green will occur more often, so as a result, the student or person who selects green will have an advantage over the other person. Alright, so now go ahead, play the game, and remember to record the color the spinner stops on for each spin. When you're done, continue the video. Alright, so you should have some information from playing the game. You're going to answer exercises 1 through 4 based on your playing the spinner game. Continue the video when you are finished answering the questions. Alright, so you should be done with exercises 1 through 4. Obviously, as you answer these questions, the answers are going to vary. However, hopefully you figured out that most likely green is going to be the color that is going to occur. So check your answers. If you have any questions, make a note and bring it to class. Alright, so let's take a look at example 2. How would you define the word probability? Read the first paragraph on your lesson worksheet about probability. So in your journal, let's take a look at what the paragraph means by looking at a box with 4 white marbles. So you're going to be sketching out this scenario in your math journal. So here's our probability model. You might need to pause the video and copy this down. Alright, so what would happen if you selected 1 marble? Well, it is certain you would draw a white marble, while it would be impossible to draw a black marble. So under the impossible label, draw a box with 4 black marbles. This box represents a box in which it is not possible to draw a white marble. The probability of selecting a white marble would be 0. On the other end, draw the same box, but with 4 white marbles. This box represents a box in which it will be certain that you will select a white marble. So why is impossible labeled with a 0 and certain is labeled with a 1? Well, for this example, 0 indicates that it is not possible to pick a white marble for the question, what is the probability of picking a white marble? And 1 indicates that every selection should be a white marble for the question, what is the probability of picking a white marble? Now we have a box of 2 white and 2 black marbles. Describe what would happen if you picked a marble from that box. Draw a model of the box under the 1/2 or equally likely to occur or not to occur. So why is equally likely labeled with 1/2? What might be in a box of marbles if it was unlikely but not impossible to select a white marble? So here's what your diagram would look like so far. So a probability is represented by a number between 0 and 1. When a probability falls in between these numbers, it can be expressed in several ways, as a fraction, a decimal, or a percent. The scale above shows the probabilities 0, 1/2, and 1, and the outcomes to the bags described above. The positions are also aligned to a description of impossible, unlikely, equally likely, likely, and certain. So read the rest of example 2 as it relates to the red cubes and complete the probability scale at the end of it. When you're done with that, continue the video to complete the lesson. Alright, you should be done with example 2. So now let's take a look at exercises 5 through 10. Answer the questions. Some answers will vary. You'll have an opportunity to discuss your answers in class. Alright, you should be done with exercises 5 through 10. And you might disagree with one another on the exact location of the letters in exercise 5, but the emphasis should be on your understanding of the vocabulary, not on the exact location of the letters. Alright, so here is some answers that could be possible depending on what you did. Alright, so let's wrap this up. Probability is a measure of how likely it is that an event will happen. A probability is a number between 0 and 1. And the probability scale is as follows. 0 is impossible, 1/2 is equally likely to occur or not to occur, and 1 is certain. And in between those, you might have unlikely but not impossible, or likely but not certain. See you in class.